Hello, and welcome to today's live reading of Master Sardinia by Sylvia Black, presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bit. Chapter 1, Sardinia. The vampires all look hell-bent on revenge as they contemplate the night, preparing to catch and send the rogue vampires to the burning depths of hell they so rightly deserve. Overmaster Descalia's gavel comes down, signaling the end of the discussion and the time to hunt our old age enemies and bury them in the ground. Descalia gives me a curt nod, one silent gesture of complete trust, a responsibility to take the lead as we make the journey from Rome and head west across the sea to the island of Sardinia, a playground for the rich and elite where billionaires and princes come by yacht and private jets to play. The rogue bastards will rue the day they decided to hide out in my region of the world. All of us are prepared. Each of the vampire masters know our role and what's expected when we find the vampires who have turned our world upside down. My fellow purebloods stand, some coming with me and others who will await a call in case we need their help. I quietly observe as the masters gather their partners who've been asked to join us on this quest. Overmaster Descalia, his right hand Lucas, Masters Romano and Campagna all prepare themselves, snugging weapons into holsters that hang on their waists and chests while ensuring their females are geared and ready to go. It's as though my once single loving brothers have lost all faculty of their senses, becoming enamored by physics and witches as their mates. Being tied to one woman may not be the life for me, but they seem happy enough, though they were once united with me in keeping ourselves free from the ever looming threat of feelings for a female. Something we all know can be used against us by our enemies at any moment. Clearly, the ones coming along tonight have decided that chance is worth it. They prepare their females with the finest weaponry, the least they can do if they're going to put them in such a dangerous situation, at least as far as I'm concerned. It's not my cross to bear, nor my mission. Mine is to lead this group into my region and find the brutal and violent vampires who have terrorized society for centuries. The rogues who want to run the vampire masters into the ground and take over, who will revert us all to the vampires of yesteryear who spent their nights roaming the dark to quench the thirst for pure blood, as they have done for centuries. I only hope my brothers do not come to regret their decision to love, because try as we might, we will never be able to steer clear of the evil that tends to follow our dark-hearted souls. There is always someone lurking, waiting for the right opportunity to snatch something that we hold dear in exchange for power. My jaw locks in irritation for the millionth time, contemplating how the rogue bastards managed to sneak into the island without me being aware. Heads will roll when I find out who, on the island of Sardinia, knew about this and didn't come to me with the information. Overmaster Descalia may think it will be easy finding the rogues rumored to be hiding out in one of the luxury estates overlooking the sea, but there are vast coastal properties settled into the hills above the Tinian Sea. If they got into the island without me knowing, chances are whoever helped them will do everything in their power to keep them concealed, fearing the wrath of me. We will need to infiltrate the high-end nightclubs scattered from coast to coast where all the billionaires, royalty, and stars bring their pretty little dolls to play for a long weekend and avoid the mainstream paparazzi. Where good drink and food are plenty, bare-skinned females abound, and opportunists looking to make money or a play for power are all too willing to accommodate. The vampires are loyal, though, staying clear of all the power plays and opportunities to make a dollar, owning many of the global interests that make us a powerful player of our own. At least, that's what we could have said up until many months ago. Now it's hard to know who to trust with so many of our allies turning traitor. I inwardly grimace as the others join me with their mates, preferring to slip back into Sardinia alone to allow me time to find the traitors in my region. It's clear that's not going to happen. It's all hands on deck now. We have a possible location for the rogues, whether I like it or not. Descalia's eyes flash red as I meet them. I give him a nod for understanding, feeling the impatience rolling from him in waves. I turn to the group. Now we go and find where the no good fucks are hiding and who helped them get into my region undetected. We leave no stone unturned. Clear? Overmaster Descalia nods his approval as we prepare to transport. Any other time he would caution, or even demand traveling the human way, ensuring we blend in with those who have accepted us over the centuries. Human, the syndicate, people who have accepted us into their world. Tonight, though, we are this much closer to the rogues, and there is no time to waste. He doesn't need to tell us the importance of finding and bringing the rogue vampires to heal and how important it is to our future. We've all seen the damage they've done to our reputation with the humans, the betrayal they've created among our ranks, and the threat that looms ahead if they are not stopped. I fully intend to find them and everyone who helped them breach my region as quickly as we can, so tonight we make the journey our way. The transport from Rome west over the tumulus sea and to my estate takes more energy than most would assume. Laura greets us the minute we walk through the door of the Mediterranean-style home that sprawls far above the crashing waves below. She wipes her hands on the white-stained apron she's seldom without. I was hoping you would make it before the storms. When you've settled in, come to the dining room. Chera and I prepared food and have some blood ready for you all. Her gray eyes meet mine. It's clear she was worried about us making the journey in the storm. We weren't too far ahead of the weather. It will hit the island soon. Lara, this is Overmaster Descalia and Luciana, Lucas and Embry, Master Romano and Raven, and Master Campiana and Willow. They'll be staying with us for the unforeseeable future. I turn to the group. This is Lara. She's been with me for centuries, managing the estate, all the employees, and everything else in my life. Ladies, she'll show you to the rooms she and Chara have prepared for your stay, and then we'll meet in the dining room to replenish. I don't miss the eye roll Embry throws to Luciana, Willow, and Raven, but they don't argue. Instead, they follow Lara with their small bags stuffed as full as they could be on such a long but hurried journey. I lead the man across Lara's freshly mopped white marble floors, where they flow into the great room and beyond to the dining room. The long black marble bar, tucked into the corner, has been set up with decanters filled with Descalia red, quarts of pure blood to replenish from our journey, regular wine for those who won't partake of blood, and meat and cheese neatly rolled for snacking. The men settle into the luxurious gray couch and patterned wing back chairs that sit to either side. I hold up a cold quart of blood at the bar as a sign of commencement to the meeting before the ladies return. A quart for everyone to replenish. Before the ladies return, gentlemen, I want everyone to be on their guard. Until learning the rogues had managed to get onto the island, I would have sworn that the vampires on this island, their families, and even all the humans were loyal to me. That's clearly not the case. We have more traitors in our midst than we know. Everywhere, it would seem. I know the ladies are well skilled in battle and the like, but keep them close and protected. Romano and Campiano look to each other and then back at me. If you're concerned about Willow and Raven, you needn't be. I can assure you they may be witches, but they've both proven their loyalty to us time in and time again. They will fight by our side fearlessly. Lucas takes a glass of blood and downs it with barely a swallow. Everyone here knows that Embry fights better than most of our warriors did, at least before they defected. But of course, I'll keep an eye on her as well. Good. I suggest the group relax and recharge for the night. I have some calls to make tonight to vampires who may be able to shed some light on the rogues' whereabouts. Tomorrow we can meet and lay out plans for tomorrow night. We'll move swift and take them by surprise. No one knows that I'm back on the island yet except Chera. It's a good idea to fully recover from the long journey, and no one argues the point. A night spent replacing our energy, planning our next move, and getting some much needed sleep before heading out to find the rogues tomorrow will be time well spent. We'll still manage to catch them by surprise while being at our best at first sign of night tomorrow. I reach for the buzzing cell in my pocket, listening to one of the vampires in the region as the ladies return. My jaw clenches the more he speaks. I can barely contain the anger in my voice. The mangy shifter bastards may have their way in other regions, but they don't call the shots here. Don't engage them in the club, but don't let them leave. I'll be there shortly. I disconnect and turn to Descalia. I need to go take care of this personally. The shifters are taking over one of our clubs here on the island. They know the vampires and humans both frequent Club Banali and are scaring the hell out of everyone. It sounds like a fucking mess. Laura gestures for the ladies to take a drink of their choosing from the selection of pure blood, Descalia red, orange juice, and water. Overmaster Descalia downs the pure blood he's been replenishing with. We'll all go with you. Well, We'll all go with you. He turns to Luciana as the others gulp down their drinks in preparation for another flight. Sardinia is taking us to one of the most elite clubs on the island tonight. The shifters think they can show up and take it over as their new place of business. Imagine their surprise when we all appear. Luciana's eyes glow bright green. The shifters are growing bold for a reason. They must be working with the vampire rogues here on the island. Maybe they can lead us right to them. Everything happens for a reason. We all prepare for battle. The masters snug their weapons back into the holsters that hang on their waists or at their chests, while the females do the same. I look down at the incoming text. We need to hurry. The shifters are getting violent. I'm not about to let a lot of innocent people get hurt just so they can show their muscle, not in my region. Overmaster Descalia looks from one to the other of us. I was going to allow Sheba to get a handle on the shifter packs, but Luciana's right. They are growing bold, which means they believe they're protected by the rogues. Sheba may be ineffective against the numbers of the rogues and their powers of persuasion with his shifters. We'll handle it, and I'll inform him of it later. A deep growl rolls from my sternum. Sheba has had plenty of time to get his packs in line. After the mangy shifters tell us where the rogues are hiding, the time has come to send them all to the fiery hell they so rightly deserve. Chapter 2. Madria. The beat of the music piped in through the overhead pulses around the crowd who are out for a good time at Club Banali, as I sit behind the bar of my father's club. The song changes, causing me to look up from my research, watching humans, vampires, and others from the underworld moving to the rhythm of the beat with secret lovers, mingling with clandestine business partners, all from the eyes of the ever-present paparazzi. I turn back to the addicting lore, clicking on the page I was in the middle of reading. The dark-haired vampire staring back at me sends a shiver of apprehension down my spine. It's possible not to wonder if him or any of the vampires among us in the club were friends of the one who killed my ancestors years and years ago. The barkeep taps me on the shoulder. Your uncle's here. Let's hope him and your father keep it civil this week. My uncle makes his way through the throng of patrons dressed to the nines in their suits and accompanied by women wearing sexy heels and fancy mini dresses that leave little to nothing to the imagination. Another weekend, another group of billionaires, royalty, and filthy rich mafiosos who come to play and fly out on their private jets late Sunday night so they can be back to their towers in the sky come Monday morning. He settles himself on one of the chrome and black bar stools in front of me, adjusts the suit that rivals any of our patrons, and gestures to the notebook I closed down. Learn anything new? I sigh. No, but every once in a while this feeling comes over me, and it's like I can feel that there's a connection somehow. My mom said it was the same way with her, and she could even connect with people. The vision seemed so much more active now that I'm wearing the stone again. His eyebrows raise, but he's kind enough not to belittle me like the others who don't believe in psychics and the like. He gestures toward the balloons still floating at the other side of the bar from the week before. I thought when you turned 21, my brother was going to let you start doing more of the administration work at the club. He should put that super intelligent IQ to work, if you ask me. I roll my eyes and pour him his favorite. The bartender at the other side of the long bar taking care of another customer raises his eyebrows, catching me in the act. I give him a grin. It's not like he's going to go running to my father, and I am 21 now. My uncle looks tired tonight. As an eligible bachelor, I'm sure he has better things to do with his time on a Saturday night, but he always manages to find the time to stop by week after week. I give him a rueful smile. Nothing's changed since last week. I always hear the same thing from Dad. Madria, Benali, why do you want to worry your pretty little head with the business when some handsome man is going to sweep you off your feet? I toss the rag next to me in the bin underneath the bar with the others gathering to be washed at closing. Did you really think it was going to change with my birthday? All he can see are the dollars that he could use to infuse into this place if I married one of those hard-playing suits who just love the Emerald Coast. He spins his drink. If he'd just asked, I'd give him money, more money than he needs to keep this place at the top of the trendy list. Look at me. All the money in the world and not a soul to share it with, but you and a brother who hates me. And would it be the worst thing in the world to find someone to spend your life with?